and I think he tried when he was in D.C. But I mean, it's so long ago. Who remembers? Sadly, who remembers Sam Weish?
Oh, well, Sam Weish. I mean, he led the Bengals to a Super Bowl, and actually, people forget. I mean, obviously, it's one of those. They were the favorite in that one, and maybe they win. I'm blanking on the name of the player. Their center went AWOL the day before. And obviously that was a close enough game. That could have made a big difference.
It was Joe Judge, wasn't it?
Also that year, Boomer Esiason won the MVP in Sam Weich's offense.
Was that when Boobie Clark was the fullback? I always loved that.
You're talking about it was Icky Woods.
Icky Woods.
Yeah. We'll do the shuffle here in a minute. You can't see it.
And he was all right, great guy. Supposedly before games, he would go around to like homeless areas and like meet with them. And he was still coaching in high school in 2018 as an offensive coordinator. So in South Carolina. So I mean, just overall like. A beloved, I guess, person from the area. And obviously his most famous quote, I mean...
I don't know it. I don't even know it.
Fans in Cincinnati were throwing trash on the field. And he got on the microphone and he goes, I want you all to stop it. He's like, you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati. You don't do that.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. David Stern, the NBA commissioner, died.
He did some impressive things. He
took over a league in disrepair, did he not?
Right, but he also came in at a time when you had some true superstars that, were Bird, Magic. I mean, that was the era. And then Jordan came a little bit after those guys. Mm-hmm. So, but I think he got the NBA to where the big salaries were there, the endorsements were there. Although now, ratings are down across the board. But
again, when he started, the finals were on tape delay. So and obviously it was serendipitous for him that around when he came in, Magic versus Bird happened, then Jordan, and then you had like Shaquille O'Neal, then followed by like
Ewing.
LeBron. Yeah, Patrick Ewing. Which again, one of the greatest conspiracy theories in sports of all time is the draft. The draft for Patrick Ewing, where supposedly possibly they made the envelope colder,
tumbling
so that he could feel the cold one to give the Knicks which I don't completely buy. But also he is the guy that built it internationally thanks to the Dream Team. Like he helped probably create the Dream Team that actually currently now today. NBA is probably the biggest watched American sport internationally.
Without question.
Yeah, thanks to him. My favorite little tidbit about him, I don't know how true it is, but I just love it, is in his free time, he always tried to find a loophole in a deal that the NBA made with the Selena brothers for accepting a percentage of the television rights for all the ABA teams in 1976. I just love that a man was that dogged about like, these guys, they're getting all these pennies from us. It's like they're bleeding us dry. We got to find a way to screw them.
Generational wealth created there. Wow.
Hey.
And of course, we know what happened to the Kentucky Colonels. They didn't take that deal. Okay, another topic. Local college bowl winners. We had 3 in the state, Kentucky, Louisville, and Western Kentucky. It was a big year. Indiana lost, but they had a great year too. It was fantastic.
Yeah. There were some impressive moments with like U of L. I think the turnaround, Scott deserves the Satterfield, the coach of the year. That's a very deserved thing. Impressive. I was hoping that, it would have been cool if Indiana could have done it. They had their shot.
13 points with less than 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, I know.
That's how that goes.
Somebody take the air out of the ball, and but overall, very, very impressive. I think for football for the Kentucky, Indiana area.
Yeah. I'll just say I just think what UK did, considering they were down to their wide receiver playing quarterback.
Jr.
Just the level in which he played, and just that they had to improvise on the fly, and to be able to salvage a season that could have just gone tails up. I mean, as impressive as U of L was, I still think that was actually the most impressive one in the area was what UK did.
And Indiana to probably have their best season in decades, and then Western Kentucky to go from the bottom to the top. It's impressive stuff. One more topic.
Yeah.
LSU versus Clemson. The final is upon us. Thoughts? Joe Burrow.
Joe
boy.
Burrows. Did he buy that ass yet?
He did not. He did not buy an ass. No.
But you got the two most quotable coaches, Dabo and Orgeron,
Oh, my
man.
gosh.
Those guys, you know, the countryisms are going to come out on this day. But watching Clemson, I honestly thought Ohio State would do them in. But what it made me realize, Clemson didn't have to play much all year, so they weren't beat up. They're not beat up. They're fresh pretty much. And so I think that I'm going with Clemson.
Again, just because I picked them earlier, I guess a few shows ago, I'm going to stick with Clemson. But do I feel confident they'll beat LSU? No, just because I think both these teams mentally, obviously with Clemson, I mean, they haven't lost in 2 years. And obviously
That's
just
right.
the way they play, you can tell, like, they always – I mean, that Ohio State game, most teams would fold after
Right.
being down 16-0, and they didn't.
Amazing.
LSU, on the other hand, I mean, they have gone through a murderer's rows of teams, and they've just mowed them all down.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're not going to be intimidated by anybody, and they're never going to be out of any game. So it should be a good game. But I'll stick with Clemson just because I just think as great as Joe Burrow is, I think Lawrence can't hang with them, and I just think because Burrow is going to go number one, and obviously Trevor Lawrence is projected to go number one the year after. Trevor Lawrence is going to – I think he's going to
Prove
up
it.
his game. Yeah, so
You think he'll get a haircut?
no.
Okay.
No. It's like Anthony Davis' unibrow. Like he's just going to keep growing it out until it's like down like Palomalo.
Well,
It's going to be
I was going to
midway
say,
down his
yeah,
back.
he's going to get that Head and Shoulders contract, baby.
What was that guy, Fabio?
Yeah, Fabio, he's going to try.
I'm going LSU on that one. I'm with Joe Burrow all the way.
It's time for wild ass predictions.
Time to make a prediction that you think is wild. Gentlemen, take it away.
Bill Belichick bows out.
Wow.
What do you mean? Retires?
Bill Belichick bows out. That's my wild ass prediction.
That's a good one. I like it.
I'll go with the Seahawks going into Lambeau and Russell Wilson working his magic, earning those 3 All-Pro votes for the quarterback.
The one and only?
That was ridiculous that Lamar didn't win unanimously.
And I'm picking the Vikings to beat the Niners just because I can. And I think the Vikings are playing with house money. Nothing to lose. Got the monkey off of Cousins' back. Let them have it.
Yeah, I like I said, I don't doubt that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Anything else?
No, I think we've scorched enough turf here.
All right. Well, we have a new sponsor for sports and other stuff. Henry Lawrence Clothier, where the models buy their clothes. 28 area locations, including Golf Mill Shopping Center. Stop in.
And ask for fish.
That's right. We are the Sport Weasels, rated #1 in Packerland. Our New Year's resolution is simple. We will switch our username to password and our password to username, just to throw off all the hackers. So until next time, good hunting, fishing, boating, and camping. So long.